Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, like I always say, welcome to the channel and happy holidays. Today is Wednesday, December 20th, 2023. I hope you're all doing very well. And in this video, I want to give my year-end review of 2023. So I'm going to jump right into it. And in this video, I'm going to cover four topics. I'm going to give my review of my professional life, my review of my involvement with the Foundation Fighting Blindness, my review, an update or review of a big personal struggle that I've overcome this year, as well as my review of my social life for the year. So those are really the four pillars that I want to discuss today. And like I said, I'm going to jump right into it. So I'm going to start with my professional life. So this year was a very successful year professionally, and the main reasons why are because of my growing relationship with Rinvio, which used to be Ignite Recruitment, but we had a rebrand this year and are now called Rinvio. My growing relationship with them and my growing opportunity within that organization, as well as trying a lot of things this year within the organization and in this opportunity, and learning what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And even more importantly than knowing what works and what doesn't work and why those things work and why they don't, some other things don't work, is I learned how to double down on the things that work and how to avoid doing things that don't work for me. I One of my big objectives in life is to position myself, as many of you know if you've been following me on here for a while. One of my big objectives in life is to position myself in life to in such a way that being legally blind like I am and losing the rest of my usable vision has as little impact on my life as possible. And this opportunity with Rinvio is the opportunity that has put me on the path professionally, and in business and entrepreneurship, has put me on the path towards that desired outcome. So I've mentioned this, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I'm eternally grateful for the team at Rinvio. I have a home within this organization. I'm heard, I'm utilized, and I'm very blessed and grateful for the opportunity to not have only joined the organization, but to become a ever-growing part and member within the organization. So thank you to everybody over there at Rinvio. And yeah, so that really covers the professional life update for the year. It was just a learning experience across the board, and like I said, I learned an awful lot about what works in the context of what my goal is for myself, my strategic goals are for myself and in my own life, as well as what doesn't work and what to put more time into and what to pull back from. So very positive update for 2023 in the professional life bucket of my life. So the second thing I want to cover today and talk about for 2023 is my involvement with the Foundation Fighting Blindness and the success that we have had here in the Pittsburgh chapter in particular. So for those of you who don't know, I'm the president of the Foundation Fighting Blindness Pittsburgh chapter, and I've been in this position, this volunteer role, since June of 2021, and it's been an incredible experience that I'm also very grateful for. And I have to say that I could not have asked or expected a better year for our chapter than we've had this year, particularly from a fundraising standpoint. We had a very successful vision walk. We had a goal of $75,000, and we have exceeded that goal. We've raised, I think, just over 81,000 as of today, and so that puts us almost 10% above our goal, which is phenomenal. And I'm very, very happy and very grateful to the team, both on the planning committee that served with me on the planning committee, as well as other chapter leaders that had a hand in the success of this walk, and especially all the boots on the ground, all of the team captains, the volunteers who created teams and fundraised on their own to raise as much money for their teams. You've all played an exceptionally vital role in the success of this vision walk and in this chapter. And for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. On top of the vision walk being successful, uh, we also had a couple of what we call DIY fundraisers, do it yourself fundraisers here in the chapter that were very successful as well. Um, that have, in addition to the 81,000 we've raised through our vision walk, these galas, these luncheons that were hosted by the chapter or on behalf of the chapter, have raised an additional tens of thousands of dollars, in excess, well in excess of $50,000 towards the foundation fighting blindness. So very grateful for the individuals who were involved in those fundraisers as well. Outside of fundraising, we had two very successful speaker series events, and one took place at the Monroeville Library in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, and the other took place at the Oakmont Library just here on December 2nd. And they were both very successful from the standpoint of there was a pretty good turnout, and I feel like the topics really resonated with the audience. And while we didn't have maybe as many people attend the event as we actually wanted to, the feedback that I got from the people who attended the events really got a lot of positive information from the speakers that spoke at these particular events. So, again, I could not have, there's still work to be done, but I could not have asked for a better year across the board here in the Pittsburgh chapter. And I am extremely grateful to have been approached 2.5 years ago to be the new chapter leader for the Pittsburgh chapter. And there's work to be done, and we need to do more by way of growing the actual chapter, the chapter leadership team, and the chapter membership, and things like that. But to be in this position in the foundation and to be a growing member of the foundation at a local level, as well as continuing and expanding my involvement nationally in this organization, has been one of the experiences of my life, and obviously is a pursuit that is near and dear to my heart for obvious reasons. I have retinitis pigmentosa, as anybody who follows me knows, and I mentioned one of my objectives in life in the previous segment of this video, but my second objective in life, or my other big objective in life, is to do everything I can as a member of this organization, the Foundation Fighting Blindness, both locally here in Pittsburgh as well as nationally in the broader organization, to help drive that mission forward to cure these inherited retinal diseases, to end blindness, and to save sight. The primary goal, of course, is to cure blindness, but also, along with that, is to save sight for those who still have some sight. So being an ever more involved member of this organization has been extremely rewarding, both for my own benefit as someone with one of these conditions, and it means the world to me to be able to be a part of this mission, again, on my own behalf, but also on behalf of the millions of people in this country and around the world who have these blinding retinal diseases. So phenomenal year professionally, phenomenal year with the Foundation Fighting Blindness. These opportunities that I've manifested and taken on in my life are both going to get me to those desired conclusions, that I mentioned: curing blindness, saving sight, and positioning myself in life where having limited vision and possibly losing the rest of my vision will have as little impact as possible. And I'm just just so blessed beyond belief that I have these two organizations that I'm a part of to help get me there. And that's that's really all there is to say about those two things. Yeah, great year. Um, the third thing I'm going to talk about is a personal challenge, a personal struggle that I have been dealing with for some time now, that I have overcome, that I'm now out of the woods with as of this year. I'm not going to go into any details, but I will say that in my videos, in my monthly recaps, I talk about how this month I grew professionally and this month I grew personally. And I would talk about professional stuff, career stuff, business stuff. And then I would kind of gloss over the personal stuff, like the growing, I'm doing air quotes, the growing personally. And the reason why I kind of gloss over that and I'm kind of vague about it in my videos is because and it's this thing that I'm about to address right now. Now, I'm not going to go into any details about it because uh, two reasons really. One, this isn't the time or place for it. Two, it's extremely personal to me. That the thing that happened that I'm referring to, and really there's a third reason, and the third reason is the other people involved in the situation are not sitting here with me on the couch on camera uh, to give their side of the story. And it wouldn't be right or fair to them for me to sit here and talk about the situation to the extent that I feel I would need to talk about it to do it justice without them being able to sit here and give their side of the story as well. But it was a very difficult situation that affected me in a multitude of different ways. Some ways most of you watching this would be able to identify with and relate to, and other ways I suspect most of you might not be able to identify with. And I'm just basing that off of conversations that I've had with people in my personal life about the situation and their feedback on it. Um, and if I were to explain it, it would make more sense to you as to why, you know, it had such an impact on me and why it was such a struggle and why it's such a big deal that I'm out of the woods emotionally, because it weighed heavily on my mind and on my heart for quite a long time. It was a roller coaster for most of 2021, all of 2022, and really the first maybe 4 or 5 months of this year. And then I really have been again out of the woods with it, and the load has been lifted from my mind and from my heart, you know, for the better part of 6 or 7 months now, you know, as far as I can recall. So I know that's all extremely vague, but again, I gave you three pretty legitimate reasons as to why I'm not going to go into any details here on this video, and will never go into details because of those three reasons. So um, yeah, but that's a lot of my personal growth of this year from an emotional standpoint, because it had such the situation had such a profound impact on me that getting through it has made me such a stronger person, that in so many different ways, in so many different areas of life, that it couldn't I couldn't avoid mentioning the fact that something so significant happened for me this year. So that's that's the third thing I really wanted to talk about today. So again, apologies for the vagueness, but I think I got the point across to the audience that something very positive happened for me this year on a very personal and deep level. So um, uh, yeah, so that's the third thing, and the fourth thing I want to talk about is my social life this year. I have mentioned in videos before, you know, the impact that not being able to drive has had on my social life over the years. I will tell you though that this year, 2023, has been the my best year socially since I graduated from Penn State in 2015, and it is not even close. Like there's no comparison. It is by far the best year I've had socially in 8 years. And I have a couple different social lives. I have a work social life. We're on Zoom for a lot of the day. We interact. We have a very collaborative, very warm, very supportive environment, which is fantastic. I have an incredible family dynamic. I have incredible circles of family friends that I see it periodically throughout the year and do certain things with. But those aren't that's not what I'm specifically addressing right now. What I'm addressing is the social life with my friends outside of those groups that I just mentioned, friends that I met in school and along the way in life, and I spent time with a lot of friends this year that more people than I usually spend time with in a given year. And the people that I spent time with this year, and going out to eat or coming to the house and hanging out and watching a game or whatever the interaction was, the people that I spent time with this year and have made time to spend time with me, these specific people, just why this is so special is these specific people that I spent time with this year happen to bring such positivity and such light into my life that it's extra special, on top of the fact that I just spent more time with friends this year. The specific people that I spent time with happen to be extremely good friends of mine, and I'm so grateful for the fact that they have taken time, and they're all very busy people, that they've all taken time to spend time with me this year, and both in person and giving of their time, otherwise, and as well as other people who I may not have necessarily seen this year in person, but have given of their time to me to text and talk and just spend time, because it is not as easy as I would like to get out and do things, and the fact that people have done what they did for me this year, and the attention that they've allowed themselves to give me this year is and I don't want to go too deep into the weeds with this, because I don't want to have tears on camera, because it's not that type of video, but if people knew how much that meant to me, and some of them do, the people who I'm talking about do know how much it means to me, that they've that we've had the year that we've had together. But it's more than I can say, how much it means to me that people take the time to even see me just once, in a given year. So thank you to, again, those people, and to the people who I haven't seen in person but have spent a lot of time with me, virtually, and being there for me and with me, and allowing me to be there for and with them. So uh, all told, pretty phenomenal year, across the board. Things aren't perfect. Things are never perfect in anybody's life, but when you mix everything together and consider the context of my life and what I'm trying to accomplish, and the challenges I'm in the process of overcoming, the year was very, very successful, very fulfilling, and I'm very grateful for the way things have gone, and I'm extremely excited for how things are going to go in the coming year. 2024 is going to be a phenomenal year. And I'm not going to talk about goals and things like that. You already know what my big objectives are, and all of my goals are just subsets of those objectives, So um, I hope that you all have some exciting and fun plans for the holiday, however you celebrate. We, being a primarily Italian American family of Italian descent, we for Christmas Eve do the seven fishes. We don't always do the seven fishes every year. We have the Christmas Eve dinner, but it's not always all seven fishes. This year, I think we actually do have all seven fishes, which is cool. And there's going to be 11 of us this year. 9 regulars, and then 2 people who've actually never been to our house before, which is going to be really exciting and fun and interesting to see. And then Christmas Day is going to be very low key. It's just going to be my parents and my sister and I just hanging out, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And then New Year's Eve is, I believe, going to be a get together with some friends of ours at another house. And then on New Year's Day is going to be another get together with family at another person's house. So really, really busy, really fun next week and a half or so. I have 3 Secret Santas that I'm a part of. One today with the guys that I go to New York with who also have RP. That's today at 5:30. Tomorrow is the work Secret Santa virtually here on Zoom at 4 o'clock. And then on Sunday, Christmas Eve, of course, is going to be the family Secret Santa. So 3 Secret Santas, all really exciting stuff. A lot of good football to watch. I almost said Penn State. The Steelers play on Saturday. Penn State plays next Saturday on the Peach Bowl, and I believe the Steelers play on New Year's Eve. So a lot of good football to watch, and yeah, one of my favorite times of year. My two, I think I say this every year, my 2 favorite days of the year traditionally happen a week apart. Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve have generally speaking been my 2 favorite days of the year. So I'm really excited for all of that, all the festivities, all the company, all the food, and just the general feel of ending an amazing year that in a lot of ways has exceeded my expectations, and really across the board in all 4 ways that I mentioned, all 4 things that I mentioned today. My year really exceeded my expectations when you look at the whole picture, and it's been phenomenal momentum going into 2024. So thank you all for watching. I really enjoyed speaking with you this year and bringing you on this journey of 2023, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in 2024. Thank you all again. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you celebrate, and Happy New Year.